Hello, welcome to the lecture course CH351. So in previous lecture we have discussed about the introduction part of this 13th NMR spectroscopy. Also we have discussed about the correlation chart regarding the 13th NMR chemical shift value. So in this lecture we are going to talk about proton coupled 13th NMR spectra. So proton coupled 13th NMR spectra is nothing but the spectra which show the coupling between carbon 30 and proton attached over it is nothing but proton coupled 13th NMR spectra. So proton coupled 13th NMR spectra is nothing but the spectra which show coupling between carbon 13 and proton attached over it is nothing but proton coupled 13th NMR spectra. Means carbon 30 nuclei and proton attached over this. When this coupling is shown by this 13C NMR proton coupled spectra. So this coupling is obviously we can say that this is the one bond coupling. What we say? One bond coupling. So this coupling is a one bond coupling, also heteronuclear coupling. Heteronuclear coupling means in this coupling two different atoms is involved. And this heteronuclear coupling have the coupling constant value is very large here from 100 to 215 Hz. So this coupling we can observe in proton coupled 13th NMR spectra. Also in this spectra, we can observe that homonuclear coupling. Homonuclear coupling is nothing but between 13C and between 13C. So like this. So in our molecule whose 13th NMR spectra to be recorded, in that molecule two adjacent carbon which have two adjacent carbon means like this, means here two nuclei which is adjacent to each other, which is also 13C nuclei. So these two nuclei are coupled to each other. So this coupling is nothing but homonuclear coupling. So this homonuclear coupling is rarely observed in proton coupled 13th NMR spectra. Means why we observe the rare coupling between 13C and 13C? Because you know that natural abundance of 13C is very low in nature, that is 1.08%. Natural abundance of carbon 13C is 1.08%. So most of the times in most of the molecules what happens? 13C nuclei, so that particular 13C nuclei have another adjacent 13C nuclei. So this type of situation is rarely present. Means because of these things we can say that this 13C and this 13C, means 13C and this 13C like this type of situation are rarely present. So because of that signal is unsplit, not splitted, that is the unsplit. So many times we can observe the unsplit signal in compounds whose spectrum to be determined. So homonuclear coupling we rarely observe because of this situation, because of low natural abundance of 13C nuclei in nature. So while in proton coupled 13th NMR spectra, this one bond coupling, that is the heteronuclear coupling, which has the value of 100 to 250 Hz. This type of coupling we can observe. Means here proton which is directly attached over 13C carbon. So the spin of the proton is interact with the spin of 13C nuclei, and because of that here one bond coupling we can observe. So here this kind of one bond coupling, and because of that we can observe the splitting here. Means because of this interaction we can observe the splitting. So proton attached over the carbon directly splitted by the carbon here. So this degree of splitting, we have to determine here in the form n plus 1 rule here, degree of splitting. Degree of splitting determined by n plus 1 rule. Means proton attached over the carbon, that degree of splitting is determined with the help of n plus 1 rule. Means methyl carbon, that carbon undergoes splitting with proton. So that shows the signal quadrate. Obviously n plus 1 means 4 plus 1, sorry 3 plus 1, that will be the quadrate signal. You know that very well. Quadrate signal we can get 1:2, 3:2, 3:1 in this ratio. You know that very well. 1:2, 3:2, 3:1 in this ratio we can get the signal. So methyl carbon. Then methylene carbon. For this, 2 proton is attached over this carbon. So n plus 1 means n plus 1. So obviously that's the triplet signal. So triplet signal, we get the triplet signal here in the ratio 1:2, 2:1. In this ratio we can observe the signal. Also methyl carbon, that is CH carbon, n plus 1 rule if you apply here. So methyl carbon gives a signal that is doublet in the ratio 1:1. And quaternary carbon, which have no attached proton, that gives a signal that is the singlet, that form the singlet signal like this. That gives a singlet signal. So in this way we can observe the degree of splitting with the help of n plus 1 rule. So this type of heteronuclear coupling, that type of one bond coupling we can observe in proton coupled 13C NMR spectra. Also in this proton coupled 13C NMR spectra we observe the 3 bond coupling, which can observe in 1H NMR also. 3 bond coupling means like this. So the proton attached over the adjacent carbon. So proton attached over the neighboring carbon or adjacent carbon. So this also coupled. So these 2 proton are coupled means adjacent proton are coupled. So this coupling is nothing but 3 bond coupling. So this 3 bond coupling is also possible in this 13C NMR spectra. So this 3 bond coupling, and you know that this interaction have the J value, that is 3J in the range 1 to 20 Hz. In this range we can observe this value. That is the 3 bond coupling. So this 3 bond coupling we can also observe in proton coupled 13C NMR spectra. So because of that, this interaction, because of this 3 bond coupling, we can observe that our spectra become complex and difficult to analyze because of this 3 bond coupling. So here, because of these things, the protons present over the adjacent carbon, okay, here couple, but also sometimes proton present over the different carbons away from each other, they also couple through intervening bonds. So because of that, our spectra become quite complex. Again, you have to remember that the proton also couple with carbon through the several intervening bonds, and because of that, again our spectra become complex and difficult to analyze. So with the help of one example, we can understand proton coupled 13th NMR spectra how become complex here. So here we consider the example of ethyl phenyl acetate. Ethyl phenyl acetate. So in ethyl phenyl acetate, so this is the structure of ethyl phenyl acetate. So 13th NMR spectra of this ethyl phenyl acetate, if you consider that time, this is the ipso carbon, okay, this is the ortho carbons, this is the meta carbons, and this is the para carbons. So for aromatic carbons, for aromatic carbons we can observe the signal from 127 ppm to 136 ppm. In this range we can observe the aromatic carbons. So for isocarbon we can observe the signal. Isocarbon we can observe the signal that is a singlet. Okay. For orthocarbon, two orthocarbons with the same signal because of one attached proton, that is doublet. What we observe the signal, that is doublet. Why? Because of this carbon, orthocarbons attached to one proton. So proton, you know that one bond coupling. So proton and 13C, between that we can observe the one bond coupling, and because of that we get the signal with the help of degree of splitting by n plus 1 rule, that is doublet. So orthocarbons, both carbon with the same signal, that is doublet. Then metacarbon also with the signal doublets, and para carbon with the signal doublets. So in aromatic, for aromatic carbon in the range 127 to 136 ppm, we can observe the how many signals? Overall 4 signals. If so, singlet. For this ortho we can observe the doublet. For meta we can observe the doublet, and para we can observe the doublets. So like this. So in this ethyl phenyl acetate we can observe the 2 methylene carbons. So 2 methylene carbons. Firstly, we consider here this methylene carbon which is attached to ethyl group, methyl group. So we consider here this methylene carbon here. So this methylene carbon which is attached to methyl group, which is attached also oxygen, and because of oxygen attachment, this carbon is deshielded, and because of that we can observe the value 61.6 ppm for this. How much? 61.6 ppm for this carbon, and this carbon is attached to this 61.6 ppm carbon. This carbon is attached to 2 protons. Because of that, this carbon shows the signal obviously triplet. Okay, this carbon shows the signal triplet because of 2 attached protons. So this triplet again splitted into, means each triplet here again splitted into the quadret because of methyl group here. So what happened? This triplet, so we get the how many lines here? 3 lines. So each triplet further split into quadret, and quadret. So quadret. Overall how much? How many lines? 4, 4, 4. 12 lines. So if we expand the spectra, in expanded spectrum we can observe the how many lines? 12 lines. So each triplet further split into quadrets. So In unexpanded spectrum we cannot observe these things, but in expanded spectrum we can observe this. That is this triplet further splitted into the quartet because of adjacent methyl group. So this type of coupling means this 13th nuclei also coupled with neighboring proton. So this type of coupling is also possible. What I am saying that is that this 13th nuclei also coupled with adjacent carbons proton, means coupled with adjacent protons, adjacent carbons protons, means this also coupled with this proton also. So this type of coupling is also possible. So coupling of proton with carbon through several intervening bonds also possible in 13th NMR proton couple spectra. So like this 61.6 ppm, that is triplet further split into the quartet, quartet and quartet like this. Also this methylene carbon which is attached to carbonyl, this is observed in the range 41.4 ppm. Okay. So this benzene carbon we can observe value 41.4 ppm, and carbonyl carbon that shows the singlet signal at the range 171.4 ppm. So carbonyl group carbon we can observe in the range 170.4 ppm. So this carbonyl carbon singlet further splitted into triplet. So actually this shows the signal singlet because of no any attached proton over the carbonyl carbon. But attachment to adjacent CH2 group, this singlet signal is splitted into triplet. So this signal is singlet signal again splitted into triplet. Singlet again splitted into triplet because of adjacent CH2 group. So here this 13C carbon or this carbon coupled with this adjacent proton carbons, adjacent carbons protons. So this through intervening bond, there is this bond, through this bond we can observe this type of signal as a triplet. So this type of coupling is also possible here. So we get the signal triplet like this. So in this way we can say that our spectra become complex here. Means we not get the correct information about the proton attached over the carbons. The degree of splitting, no doubt about that, n+1 rule we can apply here. But here carbonyl we expect singlet signal, but that is triplet because of adjacent CH2 group. So we not get the proper information about the proton attached over the carbons. So in other way we can see that our spectra become quite complex. So because of we can avoid the proton couple 13th NMR spectra. So this is the drawbacks of proton couple 13th NMR spectra. So this is all about the proton couple 13th NMR spectra. So in next lecture we will discuss about the proton decoupled 13th NMR spectra. Proton decoupled 13th NMR spectra is nothing but in which we can remove the coupling with protons. Okay, thank you.